All right, gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about the world and why you've seen so little of it. Most importantly, how do you change it? So, if you live in North America, then you probably haven't seen very much of the world. Now, Canadians get around a little bit more than their southern troublemakers, but still, if you're in North America, it is safe to say that the world as a whole is very much a mystery to you. Now, those of you who live in the UK, Europe, those areas, you've seen some countries. You've been around. You know what's around you, and you know about different cultures, different languages, all that stuff. Americans only speak one language, not even English, just American, which is a bastardized form of English, to be honest. Today I want to talk about why you need to be getting your passport and why you need to learn about what's actually out there and how it can affect your future. The number one thing that you need to do in order to see the world in its whole is obviously have some money. But the first thing you should do is just get your passport, even before you have the money to travel. The reason you want to do this is because just having it changes the way you look at potentially traveling. There's people who have money but haven't bothered to get their passport, and to them, traveling is like this foreign idea, even though they do have the money and they could like go tomorrow and get their passport and stuff and then go travel. They're in a better position than you are at the moment, but just because they don't have the passport in their head, they feel further than you. The moment you get that, you know that if shit popped off, the worst of the worst, then you would have no problem jet setting around the world. The globe becomes this place that you can now explore, and it's not a mystery of how you're going to do it. Maybe you still need the money to do it, but at least that's the only factor holding you back. You know that if someone paid your way, if there was a opportunity to work for a company or some kind of cool trip that you won, you could take it in an instant, bam, and go anywhere in the world that you want. And that's huge. Now, the reason you want to see the world is because right now, you're only living in a little tiny snow globe. Now, you think that you know the world and that you have seen the best of the world, maybe. If you're smart, then you know that's not true. But at the moment, you're just in this tiny little snow globe, and you probably haven't even seen a lot of the country that you live in. Now, for those of you who are very pro-North America, then you probably think that you already live in the best country that there is. And to that, you are absolutely wrong. It's not the prettiest, it's not the safest, it's not the absolute best for economic growth and potential. It's one of the best, sure. It's not the happiest, it's not a place that is even good for raising children. There are so many more places in the world that have culture, that have better behaved people, that have nicer people, that just have an environment where if you went, you'd be very, very happy that you chose to visit, that you chose to see what their society, what their culture, what their land has to offer. See, traveling used to be a very simple thing. You just go. If you have the means and the time, you go. But now it's a little bit more complicated because of borders and all that crap. That's why when you get your passport, those problems are gone. And in your mind, it's one weight lifted, one hurdle, which is a huge hurdle, that is overcome. All you have to do now is just show up in a country and you get to hang out. Now, which countries do I recommend? That's definitely a different video. But I will give you a hint. Asia. All Asian countries way cooler in many ways than most Western countries. All the Asian countries that you can name, cooler than Western countries. Facts. That also includes China. Now, you might be thinking, China, I don't know about China. Now, China is very strict. It has its own way of doing things. It's very closed off in the way that it does things from the rest of the world. But don't get it twisted. China isn't this impoverished place or a place where people are very strange. those people, Chinese people, are much, much nicer and have a much better hospitality than you would find in the US, for instance. Also, the people aren't fat. The girls are amazing. It's a really cool place. Now, don't go there thinking that they're going to speak your language. You're going to have to you're going to have to make some accommodations as far as how you want to communicate and stuff. But even that, in many ways, are better than Western countries. Japan, I don't think I need to say more. They're amazing. The point is that you need to go out and you need to enjoy what this planet has to offer. You could be jaded or tired or looking at the world thinking the world is fucked. And the world is not fucked. Where you live is. Western society has chosen to jump off the deep end, with Transformers and Alphabet organizations and all sorts of unaligned ideals on how to go forward in life. And that's something that you're not going to deal with when you go to an Asian country, okay? Another thing, right? Let's talk about opportunity in other places in the world. If you're making your money online, which you should, especially if you looked at the last video, that's going to be right here, or maybe both, we'll see. Then you know the importance of being able to make money anywhere in the world. And that means you're making your money online. There's no reason to be tied down to a half-bit country. Go somewhere that you enjoy. Go somewhere that is beautiful, where the girls are beautiful, where there's tradition. Go somewhere where you can be a better version of yourself. Now, why should you do this? Besides the obvious, just sightseeing. Well, let's be honest. If you're in North America, then you're pretty fucking uncultured. You might think you are, right? But come on, you're not. You might know people from other places, but you haven't been to other places. The immediate surrounding that you're brought up in North America is a very closed circuit one. They want you to think that you're learning so much, but you're not. Just talk to anybody who's ever gone to college and didn't use their degree. When you go see another place, another land, you learn about a different type of people. You learn about a different way of life. You learn that people can be moral, that people can be nice, kind, and still have all the technology even better than the place that you were taught was so great. When you see the world, you can finally understand what it is that you're missing and what other places have that they can offer you. And then you can offer them something in return. You don't have to live in the most violent first world country. You can go live in the most peaceful, the most nicest, the most funnest first world countries out there. And for the record, none of them are Western. So that's the video for the day. Very straightforward. I just want to tell you to get out there and see the world. There's no point in making money and then just keeping it bundled up in North America, okay? And that goes for, Mexico too, right? Get out, see the world, touch grass, smack ass, and have a blast. I'm going to see you in the next video. God Connecticut, looking shredded and amazing as always. I want you to go do the same with your life. Shred it out there and become the best that you can be. See you in the next video.